everyone. Welcome to Relatively Sane. I am so excited for my guest today. I think he's drinking from a Jesus cup, which is a little
No,
weird.
it's not Jesus. I thought it was Jesus.
Who is it? Because we don't really
I don't
know
know.
what he
I
looks like.
it's
Jesus.
it's some kind of saint, but it
Oh,
when I drink out of this cup, it gives me a little more serenity for the day. All
okay. It
right.
has chips all in the. First of all, this is Rich Vos. Everyone knows that, but this is Rich Vos.
Yeah. It
And because not everyone, some people are listening, some people are watching the video. The cup looks like someone was trying to eat it.
yeah, well,
What?
when I drink coffee, I also like get nervous and I bite the top of the cup sometimes. Uh
I understand that. I mean,
and
I've
I
been
don't
there when I was 600 pounds. I used to eat cups.
and I don't want to buy a saw. So when I'm doing the coffee,
Right.
like, oh, well, I'm 0 for 1 on the joke so far.
You're
Oh,
bombing on my podcast.
yeah, but I do this cup for some reason gives me serenity.
I understand. I like to drink coffee too.
Oh, we're like prop acts. Want
I
me to tell you?
know.
I got to get through this. Like every, my wife said, when you go into a store, wear a mask.
Hmm.
And I didn't know what she meant, so I put on an old Halloween mask,
What
and
happened?
people thought Nixon was there.
I thought you were going to wear a Jason mask. That's a good mask to wear right now.
this is this is how I take my temperature about 10 times a day.
Are you having major OCD stuff?
On one of my
Oh my
three.
God, Rich, why is one of them an anal one? Why do you
No,
have
no.
three
Well,
temp?
because this
I just
this
said
one
temperatures. Thermometer.
this one runs a little low. This
Mhm.
one runs a little high. This one does it in like 2 seconds.
Why
Oh,
don't you throw the other two out if
you
that's
never
hard?
know.
I can't believe you're taking your temperature on this podcast right now. If it's high, I'm
Don't
getting
tell it.
off of this Skype.
No, 98.3.
All right, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, these, and plus I have a guest room. I like to put one in the guest room
What?
downstairs in case we
One
have
is
guests. They want to take their temperature.
you. Could you imagine the minute someone comes in, they have to bend over and pull their pants?
Oh, listen, hey, we have rules in this house. My anxiety is at an all-time high.
Yeah, I
Not
understand.
well, not. I mean, because first of all, we're watching a movie last night.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good movie too, uh, with Forrest Whitaker. He played Desmond Tutu. He was amazing. I don't know
Hmm.
why he. I don't remember the name of the movie. And so I'm looking up at my ceiling in our house that we bought in November, and I see a stain in the ceiling. So I'm going, oh, there's a leak in the roof, or an animal with a fucked up bladder up in my attic.
Oh
So
my
it's just one
God.
more thing I got to deal with,
Hmm.
and like we bought this house and 100 feet away from our property line,
Hmm.
which we didn't know, they're building a 190 unit townhouse. Three gigantic, three buildings with 190 units, which no
In each
realtor
one?
told us. No, no, there's between three of them. No realtor told us this.
That's not a major thing. I mean,
It
it's not gonna.
is.
I'm joking.
Oh,
It's gonna
oh,
take. It's gonna take forever. It's gonna be loud.
yes, they're already digging up fucking the ground with tractors and
I know, but
bulldozers.
listen, you might need a job. Do you know how to use a tractor?
A retractor.
Could you imagine if you showed up with a retractor?
Hey, you
I'm
guys
looking
need
for
one?
a job. I have my retractor.
Yeah, I'm good at. I could do just circles with it. Sometimes,
And that plastic thing that has all the circles in it, you know,
yeah,
you draw
I'm,
you.
I'm good with that. I carry those because you never know when they'll come in
What
handy.
is that called?
It, it's
What is that
called
thing called?
it's called one of the reasons I quit school.
What's
So
the point of that fucking thing? You do a little line.
yeah, I know, and it's got like all these different because you never know. It's good for marking golf balls. So
It's
Uh,
good for making a period.
yeah. Well, some people don't know. It's like, hey, so anyhow, well, and then anyhow, so they're building this thing. And then I talked to my friend who's a big real estate developer in North Carolina last night.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 100 yards from us, 100 feet, not yards. It's 1 yard. And there's 1 yard
It's in
between
your
us.
house. They're building
No,
the
it's
units
our
in your house.
So he goes, well, you got to find out where they're going to put the dumpsters. You got to get the site plans, find out where their waste will be.
Waste.
No, their water waste, because it has
No,
to
it's so
drain.
crazy.
It has to drain somewhere, and
Mhm.
and then there's an area that picks up all the garbage besides the water goes. And our yard is full of water. Like, I think our house was built on a fucking swamp. It was built on a
No
swamp.
one realizes that there's swamps in Jersey. Like people are so uneducated.
There's
There's
listen,
everything's in Jersey.
yeah, mountains, swamps.
Do you have alligators outside?
I threw a pair of shoes that don't fit me anymore, alligator shoes in the water. So when people come over that stay in my guest room, when they're done taking their temperature, I'll go, you want to go see the alligators or what's left of them?
Throw a belt in there.
Yeah, I do that. It's a little homemade zoo I made
Do you have
in
a
my
moat?
backyard. Do I have a boat?
A moat.
No, do I? Yeah, she's sleeping. Oh.
Is Bonnie sleeping?
No, Bonnie's awake. I just brought her coffee.
Hi, Bonnie.
She's in the other room. She's in her room. We have our own bedrooms.
I love that so much.
Yeah, well, because I don't know if she's talking on the phone, but she goes, because we hate each other.
Everyone, that's Bonnie McFarland, who's done my podcast, who's one of my closest friends. Why is there toilet paper in the video?
I'm going to blow my nose.
I have a stuffy nose too, but it's
not stuffy. Oh, go ahead.
It's
sorry.
runny. It's runny because of allergies. It's not anything.
I know, and I was getting headaches.
The two of us, we look like 90-year-olds.
I know.
What did you have for breakfast?
I'll bring this down to the guest room. I can't give them the whole new roll. Hey, just turn it inside out, stupid, and clean off the thermometer. Hey, can someone on Facebook please tell me to wash my hands one more time?
Oh my God!
Fucking fake self.
You know what? I'm washing my hands and singing the soundtrack to Schindler's List.
You self-important douchebags! Quit telling me how to stay alive.
Did you see the video?
Oh
Imagine all the people living for today. It's the dumbest.
I know.
Imagine if you all fucking die.
Okay. If it wasn't for Sarah Silverman's tits, I would have turned it off. Okay. Then yesterday.
That's all I was looking at is how hot the women.
Yes.
I swear to God, she's hot.
I can't. I'm not. My computer's not going to get viruses from fucking jacking off to them. And right. Well, and then these comics did one. Did you see that fucking horrible one?
What?
Yes.
Singing?
First, okay, this girl called me yesterday morning or text me.
Oh, I got a text too.
I told her if Joe Rogan asked me, I'd say no. I'm not going to sing in your dumb fucking thing. And they called it. What's that?
If CBS.
They called it Kung Flu fighting. Like Kung Flu.
You know what? I'm going to end up cutting. I swear. I really, something bad's going to happen.
Yeah, this isn't good.
This is really going to get bad. I'm not kidding. Kung Flu fighting?
Yeah. Kung
Are
Flu
you texting
fighting.
Someone?
No, I just got it. Yeah.
You literally just took a nap. What just happened? Did someone text you?
I got to go do an interview with a TV show, and some club owner just said, "Can you plug my club?" I'm doing it at another club, and then he asked me to plug his fucking club. Yeah.
Oh, you can't. Yeah. Could you imagine if the whole time you plugged every club you want to work when this whole thing is over.
Are you kidding me?
And I want to do a
Listen,
shout out to Chuckle Nuts in Minneapolis. And I want to do a shout out.
do you have any idea how many clubs I hope close down?
I said
Because
that.
it is. Huh? I said that to DeRossi. I go, is this evil? I go to clubs that don't use me. He goes, no, it's not evil.
Well, the ones that are in hotels will close down.
Why?
Like, like,
Why?
like jokers in the Holiday Inn.
Why? The
Jokers with a Z.
Oh yeah. But why the ones in hotels? Why do you think they'll
Because
close?
they're not going to get any business hotels right now. It's, the ones where they like rent space and do show. I think a lot's going to happen. I really do.
Yeah, and here's, I mean, I'm worried and not worried because, and you too shouldn't be, because one, I know I'm a good comic and I'm funny. And now I'll underbid anybody.
I know.
Now,
I'll do your weekend for 11.
Okay. You think the stock market dropped? Wait till you see my price.
I'll do Friday show for $17 and wipes.
Yes. Wait. You want your club painted before? Yeah, I used to paint. I'm a good painter. You want a mural?
Do you need sessions for all the? Yeah, I can do sessions with the staff. What are you doing to deal with anxiety? Tell people what you do, because a lot of people that
it's weird. Oh, they deal with.
Yeah.
Here's what's weird. One of the symptoms of this is shortness of breath. Mm-hmm. Anxiety gives you shortness of breath.
That's
sometimes
so true. Yeah.
So if you're getting anxiety, then you go, oh shit, I have this shit. And then it amps up the anxiety, which amps up the shortness of breath. So in your head, you're going, is this anxiety? Or then you take your temperature. I've been doing this nonstop for days like this. People think it's a new gang I'm in. So the temperatures, hey.
What up, motherfucker?
So
you want to be a member of the temperature?
Ow. I just knocked the cough out. Last night, I ate a dry cookie and I coughed. I go, I'm sick. But the cookie was so dry. Of course I'm going to cough.
What was it, a Hamantaschen?
It was tumbleweed cookies made from your finest prairie tumbleweed. So for anxiety, what's that? Oh, Bonnie said they were made from her. They were made from her pussy. I have a
Bonnie,
writer.
Come say hi, because I need help. Come say hi, please.
Can you hear her?
Bonnie and I have a sitcom deal, possibly, if everyone doesn't die.
Oh, wait. We didn't want to hear pop. What's that? Oh, her album came out today. What's the name of your album? What? Oh, Bird Calls. Her album's called Bird Calls. It's cool. She's funny. She got an album.
Bonnie is one of the funniest people I know. Bonnie, are you going to come say hi or no?
She, you know what it is? She's so
Tell
vain.
her to come say hi. She's talking on the podcast, and
I know,
listening.
And she has the second best album in this house.
Who has the first? Your daughter?
Yeah, she's in school right now in her bedroom.
Ask her if she is going to come say hi.
Bonnie, Jessica wants you to come say hi. What's that?
She has to put pants on, she just said.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Bonnie has a great figure. She works hard on.
Oh my God!
What are you doing? You can't go on. There people are watching this.
Why? She's fine. You can't see her pants. You can't see.
She can't. What is she trying to get work? What the fuck?
Bonnie, I'd like to hire you. Wait, Bonnie,
Jesus
come back.
Christ. Come back. What is this? Snap?
You can't see her pussy.
This is Snatch 2. Fuck Benito del Toro, whatever his fucking name is.
I think her pussy has the virus.
Huh?
I think her pussy has the virus.
It
looks angry and sad.
Oh, God, I
You
lost my
couldn't
Nicorette
slide
gum in there. I lost my Nicorette gum in there last night.
in her vagina.
This morning, she woke.
You should put in a shoe in it.
Her
Stuff
vagina
it
was
in.
blowing bubbles this morning. It was cracking
When
like
she
black girls in fourth grade. Remember when black girls used to crack
my
gum?
mother
I never knew how.
my
I,
mother does that.
how do you do it? I never knew how.
I know how. You like you push your teeth together.
No, mine will fall out. Hey,
Rich, what do you
are we taping this? Whoa!
Oh, I don't feel good now because I've eaten. I'm gonna. When I tell you, I am gonna blow the fuck. I'm gonna be 600 pounds by the end of this whole thing. I told Danielle's brothers are both firemen. I said they're gonna have to cut me out of a room. I'm not.
What?
I'm gonna be so fat with a mustache. I'm gonna look like Dom DeLuise.
That's what I call Bobby Kelly, dumb DeLuise.
Do you really? Dumb DeLuise. Everyone, you can follow Robert Kelly.
He's so funny.
Oh my God, he kills me. You all of you kill me. Bonnie, did she put pants on?
Bonnie, come back. Come on, come back.
She said no.
What's that?
I love her.
Wait, what?
I have no pants on.
Well, put pants on, or they're not filming below the waist on this one.
On this one. Below the pants is on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Rich, what are you doing to deal with anxiety? What do you do? What's your regimen? Do you pray? Do you read? Do you go to therapy? Do you exercise a lot?
Well,
You
one
eat
out
well.
of four. Yeah, I mean, I try. Well, now I'm I haven't eaten red meat in 30 years, but I stopped eating chicken and turkey also about 6 weeks ago.
I didn't know that
So
because we talked about that because that's all I
yeah,
eat.
yeah. So I've been just fish and the garbage that those vegans eat. Fucking make believe meatballs and fucking air parmesan. Nothing noodles. How are your noodles? There's none there. Yeah. So I work out. I have a nice gym I built in the basement.
That's awesome.
So I last night I worked. I punched a heavy bag. I lifted. Anxiety. So far, I really haven't had to take any anxiety medicine. And I usually get anxiety when life is really life, like Monday mornings. That's when it all comes down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get overloaded. When I get
Me
overloaded,
too.
but there's no overload now because I'm not working. I'm not trying to book stuff.
So you're not fearful. Like, are you thinking about the future a lot?
I try not to because
I know.
it's out of my control. I have enough money now to get me through next week. So to get me through Sunday.
I have enough money until Memorial.
I have. So, I mean, by all means, I'm not rich. I mean, I got to go from one account to another at some point, savings or
Mm-hmm.
cash in CDs if I have to. So right now, I'm not really as worried. The only thing that concerns me is when this comes back,
Mm-hmm.
am I going to get weeded out of clubs and they're going to go
No.
with younger, newer guys for less money? Or, are people going to still honor, okay, say I get canceled from here and a place, and then they go back. They go, well, we canceled so-and-so who sells more tickets. We got to bring him back first or her back
I
first.
know. I've been thinking about that too.
So,
Excuse me.
So
That's fine. It's rabies.
I thought I had I was on the road, the last gig we did, or one of them. Well, in January, I felt horrible. I went to my doctor and I told her, I feel ever since I got back from China, I feel horrible. And she went, but I was I was in January. It wasn't that. It wasn't out there, but it was out there. No one,
No, I know. I'm telling you, I think I had it.
Me
I
too. And
was
I think
so sick.
in January,
So sick.
I couldn't. I was so weak and tired.
Yeah, me too. I got very sick a couple of
Yes.
times, and I'm like, I never
Yes.
get sick. I never
Yeah.
get this sick ever.
Oh no, I'm out of vitamins. Oh, I have all my props at my desk. So the anxiety. Well, I don't remember where I was at. I just know the only thing I'm really worried about is even if when we come back to this
Mm-hmm.
to normal, if I can get 2 weeks a month,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll be happy. Maybe this is enough to calm me down from trying to work so much.
I know.
You know, I try. If I could book 4 weeks in a row, I'll do it because you never know. Just like now, you never know when the bottom's going to fall out. And you know, and I was talking to a friend yesterday, therapist, a major therapist in LA. And she texted me after they have a lockdown in LA County now. Crazy.
I didn't even know that until this morning. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. And I text her and I was joking, but it is kind of like you see all these movies, this and that. It's either everything goes back to normal or the National Guard is going to be patrolling the streets. You know what I mean? It seems like there's...
I think they should sooner than later, believe it or not.
There's no middle ground.
I'm burning. Check your temperature again?
Yeah. It's a natural habit. To stay in the gang, you got to do that. Look at that. I guess. So when you come to Jim's house, you have to check his prostate. Is that one of the rules?
Yeah, it's the only reason he gets me this equipment. It helps me. So tell people where you grew up. On a different note, let's go a different.
I grew up in Jersey, Plainfield.
Mm-hmm. Right near me, by the way.
Yeah, you grew up in West Orange? South Orange. You
had one brother and one sister, right?
Yeah. And my brother passed away.
Yeah, so sorry.
It's weird. When my brother passed away and my mother passed away, I didn't cry. Did we talk about this last time?
You and I talked about it. No,
about
you didn't.
Crying,
but we have.
Like going through the subjects.
What? What?
You're really tearing through the subjects.
She said we're really
the
subjects.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to just focus on the virus with you. Because you're too. Oh. I want people to get to know you more. And they really want to get to know you. So I want them to know like where what your past was like.
Well, a lot of times if you had an engineer or a producer, when you said that in the background, that song Getting to Know You would be played.
I know. We don't have a budget for that.
I don't have anything. Me and Bonnie did a podcast yesterday. The only thing we added was Raina. And
their daughter.
It's the same thing. I grew up, in a poor, we grew up poor. Luckily my grandparents owned a multi-family house, 3 floors, and my mom got to live rent free, and we got to live rent free.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because she was a secretary with 3 kids. What the fuck?
And where was your dad?
Under the bed.
Oh,
he was hiding. Yeah. He was hiding. No, he fucking moved to New York. Whatever, he got remarried, or he married to some lady in California. That didn't last.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got remarried again. This is what a fucking asshole I am. This is what an asshole. On his last marriage, it was in his house. He had a little thing in his apartment. And he had beautiful flowers. I mean, beautiful. A big arrangement.
Yeah.
This is true. It's kind of like, I kind of feel bad for this, but no one knew. So he was leaving to go on a honeymoon. So I said, can I have those flowers? He goes, yeah. And the next day was Mother's Day. So I gave them to my mom.
I think that's...
She didn't. I mean, they were from my dad's new wedding, new marriage, but they were beautiful. My mom didn't
Wow.
know.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares, right? Hold on,
Yeah.
I got another text. Let's see who wants. Uh, oh, so my mother was raising us, but then I had my grandparents trying to raise us, and I'm playing down the street, and it's a pretty much black neighborhood. The side of my street was, all black people, and the front of my house was mixed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we all
Yeah.
hung on the side street. And then you're a kid, you're playing there, me and my and my grandmother's walking down the street, in her bathrobe with her like stockings just up to her ankles, with no lie, with a cigarette,
Yeah.
with the ash about a mile long, yelling, "Richard, Robert, time to come in," because the street lights came on, and it's time to come in when the street
Yeah.
light, and all the kids are making fun of you. It was fucking horrible. It
Yeah.
was horrible, and it's so weird. One of the guys I grew up with, one of my best friends in the world, used to stick up for me through thick and thin, Stanley. And I saw a kid I went to school with at 7-Eleven, and we're just talking about shit. I go, "How about Stanley?" And he goes, "Oh, he died."
Oh.
And I was talking to his brother on Facebook. I go, Did Stanley pass away?" And he goes, "Yeah, from drugs." He was
Mm.
back and forth, and this, like, you break away from people like that. You have your comic friends or people you grew up with that
Mm-hmm.
were, but you get older, and some are passing away, some live in Arizona or wherever, and you don't see them anymore. You only see comics, so it's a different phase of life. But if I knew this about him, I definitely would have went to a funeral, or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He
I
was
know. That's the worst.
such a good friend. He would stick up for me when other guys try to bully me or do whatever. You know what I mean? And he
Were
was
you a
tough.
depressed kid or anxious or like what were you like? Did you have a happy childhood? I mean, I didn't. People
No,
keep hearing
happy.
that. Yeah.
I mean, as happy as you could be for somebody who's really on their own. You know
Right.
what I mean? With no
Yeah.
guidance. With
Yeah.
no guidance. So, when I was building go-karts with my friends and we used to go hiking, and we'd hike in people's backyards up in the
I
rich
know, me
areas.
too.
In
I
the
did the
rich areas,
same thing
we'd
in
bag a
Jersey.
lunch, and we knew a place to
I
go
did
hiking.
the exact same thing.
And but always, like, I always was less than, like, some of my friends were getting, it sounds crazy, but it's true, like roast beef and turkey subs, and I
It's
always had
not
to get,
crazy.
spiced ham.
I'm the
You
same
know,
way. I had tongue.
I
My
had
mother would give me tongue.
I had to get spiced ham or bologna. Once in a blue fucking moon, I'd get roast beef and turkey. I don't know what it was or where I got the money from. Uh, you know, so the childhood was just, it did prepare me for life, my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It just,
Yeah.
to know I have to, I mean, now I have a family to look out for, and but I always looked out for myself, and I always survived, so I it's like, when you have a family and everything, the wheel turns, and you got to
Mm-hmm.
keep the wheel turning. And I did that throughout life.
Mm-hmm.
My own businesses, drug addiction, anxiety, hospitalized. I
When did
got
you
through
start
all it.
using drugs? At
Uh,
13? Like, wasn't it like 12 or 13 or
I
something?
don't know. It's probably four. I don't know. It's probably, I got to rate thanks. No,
Rich is
12.
the only guest who's texted during the show.
Well,
I'm
someone's
joking.
good.
There's probably been
I
other people who've done it too.
uh, That was Serpico asking me to do his podcast upstairs right now.
That's my manager.
He said, "Hey, can you blow this girl off and do my podcast?"
Girl.
This girl. I don't know, probably 15, 16, started smoking pot with the kids.
Mm.
There was two gangs at my junior high school.
Wow.
The people that hung by big for the white kids. A lot of the black kids were playing basketball, which I could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. You hung by the trees, the three trees. That was our crew. And then there was the people by the fence. And if you got to hang by the fence, you were in. I mean, the fence was the hang. And I got to hang at both places or play basketball with the
Hmm.
black dudes. I was like a chameleon,
Yeah, I
you know?
was too. This is very familiar for me, and we grew up around the same time. Like, I'm a little younger, but I totally get what you're saying. It was so much
Yeah.
more simple then. Even when
Yeah.
you're talking, I'm like, God, it was just life was more simple, I feel like, for teenagers.
Oh, yeah, than it is now, I'm sure. Now with social media and all the pressure and kids, why is my nose running all of a
Because you
sudden?
have allergies. I'm
I,
telling you, there's a lot of allergies right now.
I have them every year.
Me
I was
too.
getting headaches, but I drank a lot of water, so they've been going away.
Yeah.
Uh, not from the alligator pond. I have bottles. Uh,
Alligator shoe pond.
my alligator pond. I'm gonna throw shoes out in the water and do a video of my alligator
And a
pond.
belt.
A belt, a belt. This is my alligator pond. Keep off my property.
Yeah.
I remember when I started hanging at the fence, though, the guys at the trees were mad at me. Our crew. Oh, do
Really.
you think you're better because you could hang at the fence?
Mm-hmm.
And me and Brian got to hang at the fence. Yeah, it's so weird. Me, Brian, but the rest of them stuck by the trees. And I kind of feel bad that I left the people by the trees behind and went to the fence. But, you know,
I bet even when you went to the fence, it just you still felt alone. Like no matter my whole life, no matter what group I was in, no matter how many people loved me, no matter what,
yeah,
I still felt completely alone and less than.
of course. Of course. That's why where I hung out, like I felt less than the people on the front of my house, but I felt a little better than the people in the back of my house.
Mm-hmm.
You never feel, and I guess a lot of kids, you know, grow up because you're young. You're comparing yourself to the wealthy kids you go to school with. I mean, our bus went through different areas of the town, and it would stop, where these fucking mansions were. And the
Mm-hmm.
kids would get on the bus from there, and you're going, look at the life these kids have. Look at these houses, where you're living in a little apartment, you know. Uh, so you always felt less than because, when you're young, you don't learn. And it's even hard for me now to appreciate what you have.
It's very hard. The more grateful I stay and the more I think about what I do have, the more I'm okay. Like I'm really happier. The two of us are like,
I know. Ay, I know. Jeez, my nose looks like the inside of a filter fish jar.
my nose looks like it's been pruned. Been pruned.
I know. Voyage to the center of my nose.
Oh gosh, yeah. You just checked your temperature again,
Hold on.
Rich.
What?
Are you really taking it again?
Yeah, just every now and then. It doesn't hurt.
It's been 10 minutes.
Oh, good. 98.3. Dropping.
Well, I think it went up a point.
No, it was 98.5.
Oh.
As long as it's in the 98 area.
You just made that up.
No, I'll show it to you.
Oh. Excuse
It'll
me.
come back on.
So you've been sober. How long have you been sober? This because a lot of people listen to this that are addicts and trying to get sober. Seriously.
I just in February I had 34 years.
Okay, that is insane to me. It's
Yeah.
really unbelievable. It's very rare. I mean,
Oh,
in
yeah?
this business,
Oh yeah, take a look at some of my sneakers behind me.
I know you're a shoe-head.
What? Oh really? Look, yeah. I don't have fucking addiction problems, huh? Okay.
What the fuck, you Liberace?
No, it is. Okay. I mean, I'm arguing with this one guy that listens to our podcast, and he's not sober. He gambles. He chews Nicorette gum. Yeah. Okay, I'm not fucking perfect. I do chew Nicorette gum for 14 years, but I'm not smoking 3 packs a day. All right.
First of all, someone said you're not sober?
They're going. It's not sober behavior to chew
Okay,
Nicorette
first of all,
gum.
to not use any mind-altering drugs for 34 years is a miracle. It's unheard of. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like 1 out of 1,000 people can do that, have that gift. Because most
Oh,
people relapse or can't stay, so it's really, if you're going to buy some shoes or chew Nicaragua, I mean, that's not going to change, it's going to make your life unmanageable.
well, people aren't getting secondhand gum in my house either. I'm not. You know, I was smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day when I quit.
You're not
Three.
buying shoes and crashing into a tree.
I know. I know. I didn't blow anybody for Nikes.
I did.
Well, I
I,
mean,
ga- I gave someone a rim job for, for I can't even say.
what do you mean? You just came in my face and laces don't come with this? But what the fuck?
No, yeah. So I just, people are really clueless when it comes to addiction stuff.
You know,
And now is such a hard time because everyone is so much more fearful and stuck at home. I mean, I feel for people who are really active right now. I
well,
really do.
look at the newcomer. The newcomer. There's no meetings now.
I mean, unless you're online or you
Yeah.
make a call or
Yeah, but fuck, how many newcomers have fucking
I know.
computers or iPads? They sold. They're newcomers.
Hmm.
You know. Uh,
Does
so
it
it's
help you to help other people?
well, when I do, I help this one kid. I play golf with him. I talk to him. He calls me a sponsor. I go, don't call me that. I just because you know, I just tell you not to get high, not to do drugs. Let it go, move on. Just the typical shit you hear all the time. But
Hmm.
he says I've helped him. It's hard to sponsor people when you're traveling and on the road or do
I know.
whatever. And I wasn't Mr. 12 step. I don't even know if I wrote out all the steps. I know I do some of them.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not perfect. I know one step. I usually make amends when I fuck up because
That's
Bonnie
a big
lets me
one.
know.
What about resentments?
Oh, they're so hard to deal with.
I
Oh,
know. But those are bad. They're just bad for your soul. But I deal with it constantly.
I only deal with it with clubs, really. The business. I don't really have,
You're
you
right.
know,
You do.
it's
You are like that. I've noticed.
it's the clubs,
Meaning,
people
like you
that
don't. Yeah, you don't get upset. I feel like you're not. You don't hold on to resentments towards people for years and years and years.
no, just some in the back of my head. I go, that motherfucker. $25 from years ago.
Hmm.
You'll have some of those. Uh, but this business clubs that you think you thought you were friends with the people. You're playing golf, and when you were making them tons of money, they were your best friend. Then all of a sudden, and I talked to Bobby Kelly, and he's so right. He goes, "They're not your friends.
Hmm.
I'm your friend. They're
I
not
know.
your friend." And it's true because when you're making them money, they act like you're their best friend. Then all of a sudden, they fucking don't even email you back. So that's
I
the
know.
resentment I have, you know, and it eats me alive. I sit here, if I buy a scratch off ticket, I go, if I win $1 million, do you know how many people I'm going to tell to go fuck themselves? And that's Yeah, and I don't, you want to not have that, but it's so hard because you're sitting at the comics table and you hear all these oh, I'm working this club next week, that club next week. I go, I work those clubs. What the fuck? And you're funnier than some of the
I
people
know. It's
talking.
very hard.
It,
Very.
you're much better
I
because you've
think you're
been
just
doing it.
trying to figure something out that doesn't make sense. So it's really a waste
Yeah,
of time. Not for you. I'm just saying for any of us. I tell people that. I'm like, none of this is going to make sense. No, one person's funnier than the other. None of it
yeah,
makes sense. So
none of it.
to waste time trying to figure out why and what's this and is it personal? It's like everyone just seems to be more and more out for themselves. And Bobby's right. I mean, the
Yeah,
people that are really there for you are your friend, like your real friends.
friends. Yeah. I mean, I shot a special 2 years ago that's as unique as anything, and
It's
it hasn't been
amazing.
sold yet. It hasn't been sold. And then my manager goes, "You want to distribute it through a distributor?" I go, "No, I want everybody to say fucking no, and then we'll do it. I want you to knock on every door." And
Hmm.
there's two things. One is ego, because it's not the money. I'm not going to make any money after. It's ego, and it's putting out a good message. It's doing something that no one's done.
Well, tell people
Yeah.
about it because I'm
No,
blown away by it. I love it so much.
Oh, no, I shot a special at a 12-step convention, at an NA convention, which has never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And I just stand up. I talked about recovery. We don't show the audience because it's an anonymous program. We had permission to shoot there. And Bonnie directed the opening, which looks fucking amazing.
So incredible.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She has a vision. Whenever she does something, she has this vision. I wish she would have had it 15 years ago. But
I did. You just won't listen to directions.
She goes, I did. I just don't listen to
Yeah,
direction.
yeah, that might be true.
Yeah, come here for a second. We're not filming below the waist on this
Bonnie,
one.
come in.
Just come here. You don't look hideous.
No, you don't. You always look great. I look like I've been mugged and I'm blowing up.
Come in.
What is this, 7-hour podcast?
Slap on some makeup.
She's put on your farmer overalls. We're doing our garden in the back. We're working on
I saw her garden. I saw her building. Was that the moat she was building?
No, it's the garden. It's not by the alligator pond. It's but the yard is because we have a sump pump. Look how pretty she looks in the morning.
Bonnie. I love you and miss you. I miss you.
I miss you too.
Did you just put on lipstick?
No.
Oh.
It's old jizz.
My lips are chapped.
Your mouth has its period.
How are the babies?
Oh, I didn't
they're
ask
so
her.
Cute. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm trying
sorry.
to not think about it. They're both teething, so it's a nightmare. But it's fine because there's a pandemic going on, so there's nothing.
Yes, you've got 3 little kids in a pandemic. What fun! Fun.
It's a lot. You look great. You guys are so cute. You guys, everyone listening to this has to watch it on YouTube because they're so adorable.
I'm only listening. I'm only this close to him so I can hear through his headphones.
Oh,
It's really, you talk about anxiety. I'm getting it now with her touching me.
I see you. Your body language is like she's.
I know.
He hates
disgusting.
me.
I don't hate her. She's been telling me what to do every day.
Oh,
Look
do you
how
guys
pretty she is
cuddle?
now.
I know she's
It's like living with a
beautiful.
model.
Oh, come on.
You are.
It is. It's like one
You're
of those.
adorable too, Rich. You look very cute. I've been thinking that.
You've
You're a
been
very
thinking-
cute couple. I'm serious.
What'd he say?
You
Hey,
guys are an
Raina.
adorable couple.
Call the kid.
Raina, come here.
Where's the kid?
It's CNN.
Is she
Where's the
diseased?
kid?
It's
Huh?
CNN. It's CNN. Raina, come in. Don Lemon's on.
Yeah, CNN. Cunts, not nuns.
I know you know him.
She's,
What did she say?
I don't know what she's
Please
doing.
make sure your daughter has pants on.
Only when we leave the house. Tell her I'll buy her some hot fries if she comes here.
Hot
We got a black
fries.
metal.
I
The hot,
told her the Golden Twins are living with you.
What?
They're YouTubers.
Come here.
come here. Look at little
Hi.
Bonnie.
Hi, Raina. 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 Look at her. She's like, get me out of here.
Walking
Is she
out.
deaf?
Is she what?
Is she deaf? Raina, come
Told her
here.
the Golden
I have
Twins were
something
living
to
with
tell
you.
you.
Oh my God.
Rich,
so
what's
funny.
in your ear?
My finger. It was itching.
All right, I gotta go
Christ.
because Rain's calling me. But have fun. I can't
All
hear
right.
you. But
I love you.
love you. Miss
Bye.
you.
Miss
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Wash your hands.
Bye.
Flatten the curve.
Flatten the curve.
I don't get what that means.
It's
What does that
something
mean?
that they keep saying in the media.
Flatten the curve.
Like try to bring down the cases and everything. I don't know. I just made that up. I'm barely functioning at this point.
It's what but you told me yesterday you had anxiety. Your kids don't leave the house, right? They're not going anywhere. So
It's not that. My biggest thing is what's I feel like I'm not kidding. I feel like I'm in a movie right now.
Doesn't it?
I literally feel like I'm living in this horror film, or like a weird pandemic movie. Like it's the strangest feeling.
Every time, go ahead.
No, that's how I feel. That's it. I just feel weird.
It's so weird. And it got when they canceled South by Southwest, I'm going, oh my God.
I know, me
but
too.
but that's an international film festival and music, people from all over the world. So then I realized, well, I could see that.
Mhm.
But then Skankfest, when that was, I mean, these people, there's no disease that they haven't had. You know,
I know.
these people, those fans. Are you kidding? They call it skank. They don't call it skank for no reason. So, you know, I'm going, oh shit, this is crazy. And I don't know what I was saying, but when they can't,
When
wait,
they
what?
canceled Southwest,
Yeah,
when are your
the
gigs
movie.
canceled until May?
Yeah, at least. I mean, our whole tour got canceled at once.
Oh my God.
The whole tour.
So,
And
well, Rich is a part of a tour. Just tell them about the tour.
oh,
I
Creeps
love
with
that.
Kids.
Yeah, I love that shirt. Can you stand up a little bit? Because they can't. That's awesome. That is such a great shirt. Ugh! You look so cute. Wait, so tell them about the tour.
It's myself, Bobby Kelly, Jim Florentine, Ron Bennington. It's it's nonstop laughter. I host it.
Ugh.
I
You
host
host
in Florentine.
everyone?
Yeah, I host in Florentine and Bennington and Bobby, and then we do a Q&A after it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bennington moderates the Q&A, which he's great. Bennington is one of the best interviewers on the planet.
I agree. He's
He's
incredible.
Have you ever listened to any of those Unmasked?
I did one.
Oh, you
I
did?
and it was so relaxed. Like I felt like I was just talking to him.
He's done Newhart, Carlin. He did everything. Rob Reiner. Only old white men. So
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur. What was I saying? So he does the Q&A at the end, you know, in the show. You know, after we do a meet and greet, sell shirts and sign posters. I mean, these shows were great. Theaters. And it's so great when you do a theater because there's no check spot. They're not eating, you know, wings in the front row and nuggets and mozzarella sticks. And when you do a theater, 9 out of 10 people, and that's a statistic I made up, are there because they know who you are.
No, it's true. Yes.
They're not. It's not free passes. You know, I get clubs that got to get passes. They got to do what they got to do to survive. I get all of that. But a theater's a whole nother ballgame. Listen, I'm a club comic. I love doing clubs.
Mhm.
Love it. You know, that's what I am, a club comic. But theaters are a whole nother ballgame. So much, you know what I'm saying. It's just, you know, at a theater, your intro can just be your name. You don't have to give credits because they know who you are.
They do. Yeah.
You know, and they're coming. It's such a great show. And the tour will resume. We're gonna, you know, we're already rebooking some of the dates we had to cancel.
Mhm.
But it's harder to rebook theaters than clubs because they're booked a year in advance. Some theaters, you know, I mean, they got you're dealing with musicians and comedians and plays and whatever.
Crazy. Yeah.
You know, the Nutcracker. If I get bumped for the Nutcracker one more time in
And
December,
that's a gay comic from Los Angeles.
Yeah. Hey, how come Mateo hasn't posted any pictures lately?
Oh, I don't know. We all look forward to them.
I was getting Judy Gold would forward them to me all the time.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I told her, like Mateo, you know, he was really getting on my nerves. You know, he's so talented, singer,
he's
artist.
Incredible.
He's multi-talented.
I know. He's so in shape. He's funny. He's an actor. I know. It's crazy.
Actor, singer, artist.
He has the best ass in comedy.
Ugh, unbelievable. I could follow him though.
Yeah. Well, I can follow anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not scared to follow
you.
You know?
I'm scared to follow you. You're one.
Get out of here.
I'm scared to follow you, Bobby Kelly, Godfrey.
I worked I was
Greer is tough sometimes.
I was headlining Gotham when, I do it once a year at
Mhm.
Gotham, and one year they had Greer before me.
I-
I'd rather follow Farrakhan. What the fuck? We're in a yarmulke eating pork. What the fuck? Following Greer?
Yeah, Greer kills. Greer Barnes.
Why
He's
would they
really-
do that?
I don't know. It's crazy. I want you
Yeah.
to tell people where they can reach you. Where can they find you on social media? Because everyone's on now and they need to follow you. You're so. Let me give you some props really quick. I say this about a lot of. I don't say this about all my guests, but I say this about a lot of guests. But Rich is you to me. You're one of by far the best comics of all time.
Thank you.
I could sit and watch you for hours, and you do a lot of crowd work, which 9 out of 10 comics can't do or can't do well, which isn't an insult, it's just not their thing. But you're
Yeah.
so brilliant at that and so connected to people, and
Well,
you
thank you.
take risks, and you're amazing. I love your stuff.
Oh, thank you. How much? So many times, me and you just alone sat there, made each other crack up and
Oh
laugh.
God,
Just-
I know.
it's like you're the sister I never had.
I know.
Like,
I feel
you
the
know?
same way. Rich has called me from like somewhere. He's been like, I'm about to go on stage with 10 people in the audience. Like 4 are in wheelchairs. Like,
I know. I have to bring my own curtain to clubs.
I have to bring my own wings.
Oh, I can't breathe. I have it.
Yeah, me too.
I
have everything.
Tell
people where they can reach you online.
I don't know. Oh, well, our podcast. Here's what you could do. I mean, our podcast is My Wife Hates Me on Riotcast. But if you're home bored, which a lot of people are,
Yes.
go to vossroast.com.
Oh, you guys,
if you want to see a great roast.
It's the best roast there ever has been. I don't care what anyone says. I was there. I've said this. I talked about it on another podcast about your roast because I don't like roasts. It's not my thing. I mean, I'll laugh at it, but sometimes it's not funny to me. It's too extreme. And I get like, oh my God, is that person going to bring up this or that? I laughed. I could not breathe. I was punching the table and like screaming out loud during the roast. It is the funniest thing. I went to the live taping of it.
It is truly one of the best roasts to me of all. And listen, I used to do roasts all the time at Boston Comedy Club. Patrice, Norton, just tons of roasts. Wrote for roast, done them. This roast, and I'm not saying it because it was mine. It was It was killer row of comics.
Killer. And I'm telling you, you guys listen to me. You trust me. This is the best. So where do they go to get that?
vossroast.com. It's $5.
vossroast.com. $5. You can watch the whole thing. You'll laugh your ass off. So I'm going to promote it on social media. Send me a text and remind me. I'm going to do a whole thing because it's so funny for people to watch right now. It's really like it's mindless, and it's just people just busting on each other, and it's great. And then you have the tour will be coming up again, of course.
I think we have dates in October.
Mm-hmm.
You know what really killed me about this? One of the things, the summer is the slowest part of the year for comics. And this is all being canceled right before the summer.
I know, it's horrible.
The summer is like, clubs, in the Midwest, everybody goes to the lake or they've been in the house. It's cold. So the summer is a tougher time for work and you get to take it easier in the summer. Now this if this was in, in January or well, it is. I mean, if it was in September or October.
It was slow. Yeah.
Or, I mean, in the summer, if this was in the summer when it's slow anyhow, that's what I meant.
I know, But this
anyhow,
was a very, very, very busy time for me. I'm just saying, and I've said it.
Yeah.
I had the best gigs of the year in March, April, and May, and I just cannot fucking believe this is happening. But I'm not going to complain because, again, I have shelter, I have food, I have family resources. There's people who have nothing, actually, literally nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it constantly. I feel so sad for people.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend last night. I mean, all of Vegas is shut down. Do
I
you know how many
know.
employees? I mean, every casino,
I
thousands and thousands of people. You know, here, okay, that is a service city where service
yes.
is that what they call it? So, you know,
Yeah,
service.
it
That's
is. It's
and
all
people.
waiters, bartenders, dealers.
They make
I
that's what
know.
makes it, it's here. At least construction workers are still working this and that in places, but servers, artists, dancers, actors, fucking fucked. And if they don't have any savings, you know, and then you get your people that are poor that live check by check. You know,
People, yeah. I mean,
you know,
most people live like that. They
yeah.
said like 55% of Americans live week to week.
I
I don't
mean,
know what people are gonna do.
I kind of live way too. I have savings, but I still count on what I was
I
making.
was counting on that. Yeah, me too.
You know, and then you see these rich motherfuckers singing imagine you sending me 50,000. How about that? Imagine that. imagine
I know.
okay.
I know it's not easy right now, but it's going to get better. And you're brilliant.
So
Please, everyone that's listening, listen to Rich and watch him
well,
online. He's brilliant.
no, I think you are. I mean, I'll sit
Thank
and
you.
crack up. I'm not saying that because you said about me. Like you are definitely in my top 200 favorite comics. You always destroy. Remember
So
we
do
did that private show somewhere, and we did
In
a private.
Jersey.
Yeah, it was. We were just sitting in the
Rich
back.
idiots. Yeah.
Who was the other act on it? There was another act before us, and we
I
just
don't
sat in the
remember.
back.
I know. I don't
eating.
remember who that was.
We just sat in the back eating, going, "I'm gonna bomb," and you would go, "I'm gonna bomb." Well, no, I'm gonna bomb. But we both pulled it out.
Yeah.
You know what? And it's because of your experience and how long you've done it. You're in that category of a no-fail comic. You're not going to fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just we've done every situation you possibly can,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not going to fail. And that's why certain like I hang out with the best comics throughout Norton, Bobby, you, Bonnie, Colin,
Yeah, I do too. I know.
Judy. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
good comics.
Yeah.
You
Which
know,
makes you up your game, which is important.
yeah. Well, hey, listen, I got to run. I got business in the other room, and then I'm going to head to.
Business. Where are you
No,
going today?
I'm supposed to do interview with
Oh, that's right.
Inside Edition.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
Who's
things will blow up after that. I'm hoping for you.
is Inside Edition big?
Yes, it
I don't-
is.
Yeah, I'm going to get there, and it's going to. I go, when's this going to air? They go, oh no, this is radio. What? Inside
It
Edition?
is?
No, it's
Oh,
TV.
no. TV's good. People watch Inside Edition. It's going to be
Yeah.
great. And I love you. I appreciate you doing
I-
the podcast.
Anytime you want.
Everyone follow Rich Vos. Please watch the roast. You need
Vos
to download.
roast.
Yeah, you need to watch the Vos roast. It's seriously amazing. And
This was fun.
yes, it's so much fun. We'll do it again.
Okay, tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to you in a little while.
All right, bye.
Bye.